Welcome back. I'm so glad you guys have joined me today. I've got a lot to say. There's my little co host in the background sleeping. Yogi, Yogi, hey, Yogi. You see him move there in the background? Wait, there. Hey, are you chilling? Are you sleeping? So he's happily resting. He's actually starting to get used to this routine of being in here with me while I talk. I think he sees it as his nap time because I'll go to gym, I'll come home, I'll make a little snack and then have my coffee, which I'm going to have now. And then he's already been preparing to lie down while I talk. It's incredible how clever and attuned to routines and times they are, pets, I mean. Oh, immediately you would notice that I've got very shiny, very red nails. So let me show you there. These are the Impress press-on nails. Let me get them quickly, I'll show you. Right, so it's these ones here. These are the Impress press-on nails. Sure, if you're a woman, you've seen them in the shop. So today I got myself the black lot. The one thing I will say, I hate complaining, but I am going to complain. I should do a TikTok about it. Is the thumbs are like proportionally out of proportion compared to, let's say, the pinky. What I mean is that the pinky one is longer than it is wide, but you get to the thumb. I don't know if you can see there. And the thumb is almost as wide as it is long, and the next size up, it's almost square. And to me, that doesn't make sense because if you're going to grow your nail, like the thumb is so short on my thumb, the press on thumb is short on my thumb, whereas these are longer and they hang over, which I like a bit. So, why would I want a short thumb? Why do they not make the thumb sizes longer? I cannot for the life of me fathom. If you know the answer to that, please tell me in the comments below, or I need to make a TikTok and complain or something. Now, speaking of TikToks, I quickly want to let you guys know I have a viral TikTok. Well, viral for me. It's already on about 87,000 views, and that's in less than 24 hours, which is, it's taken off. And I'll tell you the story now. Okay, so I made this TikTok in like 20 seconds, okay? What had happened is my boyfriend went, there's a local restaurant here in South Africa. So for all the South Africans, called Mug and Bean. It's a coffee shop, okay? And they do quite nice food as well. Well, it used to be nice. There's some things that are on the menu that are still fine, but in general, they used to be very well known for their big slices, big portioned cakes, their giant muffins, and that was like the thing that they built their name on, these massive cakes, massive muffins. So coffee and cake, and very, very nice. They used to be good quality and all that. So that was about 20, 15 years ago. Since then, something has happened to the quality, especially the cakes and some of the items on their menu. The quality has just gone down. So my son and I, we are chocoholics, cake lovers, and that was our thing. We used to go like once a week for a Mug and Bean chocolate cake, and it was such a big slice. He and I would share, and it was like a multi-layered chocolate cake with generous icing, but proper icing layered in between, and then covered with like a chocolate ganache, and it was moist and rich and everything you would want in a chocolate cake. And over the years, it has gotten drier, the icing has gotten thinner. Uh, on the outside, instead of covering the whole cake, that dripping is just on the top. It's just, when it just, you can see that they are cutting costs and trying to save money, but the cake is just so dry and bland and gross that my son won't eat it. I won't eat it anymore. I've tried. The carrot cake was the last time was dry and crumbly and not moist. It's just gone down. So anyway, so I made a quick TikTok yesterday because my boyfriend had taken the kids to Mug and Bean for milkshakes, thinking, oh well, milkshakes, how can you get that wrong? Apparently they did. My son ordered a vanilla milkshake. Apparently it was just like a little cup of ice cream. It wasn't mixed or blended or milkshakey at all. My boyfriend ordered a large chocolate milkshake. Now, my son's one was a small one. It was this little cup of basically vanilla ice cream. It was 50 something rand. My boyfriend's one, which is a lot, my boyfriend's one, he said for a couple extra rand, was a lot bigger, but it was like ice crystals in there. So it was like watery ice cream that had been defrosted and frozen again, ice crystally with just like a bland, like chocolate syrup, like the syrup that you use, not real chocolate flavor. He said it just tasted like a very watered down, malty, runny, watery, ice crystally gross thing. He said he was so disappointed. And I mean, that's sad. And I've been disappointed with their chicken mayonnaise sandwiches as well. They are dry and tasteless, and there's very little chicken. Like if you open the sandwich, it's like a little blob of the chicken mayonnaise inside. And it's just becoming not value for money, not worth going. So anyway, so I made a quick TikTok just saying, I don't know if it's just me or am I the only one who's feeling this way about Mug and Bean? Well, it's got over 1,000 comments. Everyone's agreeing with me, except of course one arsehole has to say, why am I being malicious? I'm not being malicious. I've already spoken to the manager twice about their food. I've sent stuff back. If they're not going to improve it, what am I going to do? I'm not going to go there, but I'm free to make a TikTok if I want to. I wasn't saying anything mean about the staff. The staff are good. The manager's fine. It's not his fault that obviously head office or whoever runs the franchise, I say franchise, but it's franchise. Whoever runs the franchise is cutting costs. Clearly, you can see it. You can see it a mile away. And somebody needs to let them know because their business is going to fail at some point if they carry on this trajectory. And that TikTok clearly has hit a nerve amongst South Africans because Mug and Bean quickly grew into like one of the favorite places where people could go. It's also very convenient for my mom and I to meet at this place because it's a coffee shop. There's enough food that she can eat there and I can eat. You know what I mean? It's one of those places where you want to go and you want to enjoy the food and you want to have a good time. But with the quality just seemingly slipping away, it's, yeah, I don't know. I can't. There are a few items on the menu that are still good, and I'm not denying that. But anyway, the point of all this story was that TikTok has blown up, which I never expected it to do. Quickly turned on my camera, quickly said my piece, made the TikTok, and off I went. And this thing has exploded. And I found that interesting. It's gained me like over 100 new subscribers on TikTok. And and okay, it's kind of sad that a complaining video has done so well because I far prefer to focus on the positive. And the positive is their staff is friendly, and obviously they offer bottomless coffee, which is good. There are good things. Their burgers are nice, but again, if we don't speak up, they will continue to have lesser and lesser quality. Like, and those cakes, I used to really look forward to it, and it was something like a treat. And now also their muffins are they just taste like baking powder because they're trying to make them so big, and that's also, it's just not nice. So anyway, I'm free to complain. You can go and check out that TikTok. I am on TikTok. It's my name, Louise Corrans. My surname is spelled Corrans. But you will find me on TikTok. So now back to the nails. So these press-on nails, here's the black ones, which I'm dying to try maybe this weekend. So these press-on nails, the beauty of them is that obviously I don't have to try and paint and not get paint all around the edges. The negative side is that they're ever so slightly, probably a tad too big, but they do fit. So yeah, the disadvantage is that it's like a double-sided tape. So that kind of glue or tape or whatever is on the nail, you literally peel off a backing, press it on. So easy, so quick, so easy. You just select the nail that fits your nail, so the size, and you press it on. That is it. And it's like a proper professional manicure. The problem is after about a week, that like double-sided tape starts to degrade, and then obviously with water, soap, washing your hair, washing your body, and then it will start to lift there, and then sometimes your hair, when you're washing your hair, will get caught between the fake nail and your nail, and then it kind of pulls, but so quick, so nice, so good. So yeah, there's that. And then today I ventured to the white side of the nail polish. So today I got a white OPI. This one is called Funny Bunny. One of my favorite YouTubers recommends this color. She loves it. But then I thought it's not quick drying, so I also took the Essie quick drying one just because I can use it on my toes as well. Unapologetic icon, the Essie Espressi. So we'll see which one is better. And then I took a chance. These were super, super, super cheap. So I hope I didn't make a mistake here, but sometimes it's worth it to these very, very cheap glue on fake nails. They've already got the French tip on them because the Kiss nails, I could not find them at all today. So I'm trying this cheap, cheap set of nails. And so as you can see, I've already said it a million times, I'm on a nail journey to try and see if I can do my own nails because time spent in the salon, time getting to a salon, booking, whatever. The nail lady who did my nails the best, a friend of mine who is so good and so worth it, but she is expensive. She's worth every penny. However, she has a full-time job, and to try and get in to see her, you often have to go at like difficult times. So in the evening or on a weekend, and then you've got to try and fit in with her. That was a mosquito, I think. Um, and it's quite hard to just always book a slot with her. So anyway, let's see. I continue on with my own nail journey. Which brings me to the topic of being a woman and how it is so much more expensive to be a woman in society. We, you don't have to do all these things, but if you want to just be like a woman that conforms to the general beauty ideals and looks polished and groomed and manicured and done, it costs us a lot. And I wish men would, it's not your guys' fault, it's society. I don't know who set up these rules, but you know, have a little sympathy for us because if we don't do all this, we do look unkempt, like we don't care for ourselves, and people do judge. It's just the world we live in, unfortunately. If a woman doesn't put in some effort, like I would imagine going for a job interview, the woman who is put together, that will say something about her and it will reflect positively on her. So for us, it's the hair products. I mean, you guys get away with the shampoo, out the shower, maybe gel, and go. In fact, my partner was saying all he needs is to give himself 10 to 15 minutes, and he knows he can be ready in 15 minutes and out the door from sitting down. He can get up, and within 15 minutes, he's out the door. For me, I need a full hour, especially if I'm going to wash my hair, because then it takes time to dry, especially because it's blonde and porous. So I need a full hour to shower, shave, moisturize, put on makeup, comb out my hair, blow dry my hair oil, straighten it, whatever the case may be, then do the makeup. And that's provided my nails are already done. Sometimes it could be like some days I do the tanning, the little glow tanning lotion. There's so much that goes into grooming for a woman. You guys have no idea. No idea. And then our outfits are so much more complicated. And then we've got accessories and rings and earrings and belts and handbags and shoes. And we've got to coordinate all of that sort of stuff. And so it just gets a bit, yeah, it can be overwhelming. And it's a full time job. It really is a full time job. Add to that the time it takes to go to the gym, to work out, to be fit and healthy, shop for healthy food, cook healthy food. So, yeah, just appreciate if the woman in your life is taking care of herself, how much goes into that. And then for me, there's the occasional teeth bleaching. I've had lip filler because I do believe, I fully believe I look way better with my lips being a little bit fuller than what nature intended. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. And now I just want to end off talking about, I've been watching this young YouTuber and I'm giving consideration to her thoughts about the world. And I wonder how did she get so deep thinking at her age? Well, now I'm guessing her age. She's Asian. They do tend to look younger than possibly what they are. Could be she's 30, maybe, I don't know, but she would look 25. I don't know. She's got a smooth face. It's very hard to tell, but it's basically a channel for, it's like advice for women on how to navigate being a woman in this world and how to get the best results. And yeah, she's quite deep thinking. What I like about her is that it's quite a no bullshit approach. I have to weigh up what she says and really think whether I agree with everything or not. Maybe some things I don't. A lot I do agree with, but it's basically about valuing yourself as a woman for simply being a woman, which is, this talk about how it takes quite a lot to get ready to fit into the beauty standards. And what she's saying is that as women, there's so much conflicting advice, narratives, thoughts, whatever, put upon us by society. Like the beauty sort of ideal is to be slim, thin, whatever, a certain weight. But if we aspire to that, somehow we're vain, we're superficial. And what she's saying is that you need to unshackle your mind from all these imposed thoughts, ideas, whatever. If you, like what she's saying is, if you want to fit the beauty standard, because unfortunately life is a game, and if you fit it, you do have better outcomes in general, not always, but in general. So she's saying there's nothing wrong with wanting to fit the ideal weight and the ideal beauty standard, because as a woman, you know that you are more valued if you do. And even though it's wrong and it's superficial and it's not right, because it's not placing value on people for who they are on the inside, she's saying that because life is a game that needs to be played, you just have to own the fact that, like, let's say if you want to be thin, just own the fact that you want to be thin, which is quite refreshing in a way, because nowadays we are kind of taught, well, that's superficial, I shouldn't want it, because that's like judging people on their weight. And now we're in this body positivity and we can't judge on weight. And the truth is, I don't judge a human based on their weight. I don't give a fuck what weight anyone is. I know that on the inside, who that person is so much more than that. But I also do know that we do live in a superficial society somewhat. Not everyone, somewhat. And in general, women are judged on their looks. I know that. And I know it's wrong. And I wish it wasn't so. But you're also caught in a system where it is so. Yeah, so it's quite interesting. And then she also talks about women just owning their inherent value and having high standards and not settling for less. And then again, there's this whole debate about, well, if women don't settle, then the sort of lower income men, they can't get a woman, and blah, 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 and all this. I hear what she's saying. What she's saying is just, we need to not accept bad behavior. And I think the reason is, and she's touched on it, and it's quite important, is that women, and we all know this, are the weaker sex physically. So we are in danger every time we go out on a date. Let's say Tinder date, blind date, set up, or we just go out and meet friends out. We are taking a risk. Our life is at risk. And you guys, men, you don't know how it feels because you are not at the same risk. Yes, men can fight men, and there is that other risk, but we stand zero chance against a man. Even a small man is so much stronger than a bigger woman. A small man can overpower a strong woman very, very easily. So when we get dressed up and dolled up and totter around in our little high heels to go on a date with you guys, we are taking a risk. And how do I say? You know, being a woman, you are always looking over your shoulder. You are always wary. You're always scanning for potential threat. And it sucks. It sucks. We don't have the same freedoms in that way. And so we need to have high standards and good boundaries so that we keep the riffraff out and away from us. And somehow we need to improve our judgment so that if we do choose to go on a date with a guy, hopefully he is worth our time and he is not going to be rude, violent, aggressive, disrespectful, whatever the case may be. And also, she makes a good point that I think women are very socialized to be nice, to be pleasing, and so we overlook so much bad behavior. I did as a young woman, as a young girl. I just had this naive, like everyone is good at their core, and you've got to look deeper, look past their bad behavior. Shame it was their upbringing. Shame it was the way that they were raised. Shame they were not loved as a teenager, as a child, as a, whatever the case may be. Yes, that might all be true, and it is true. But it doesn't mean that that's my problem to fix, and it's not my problem to take on. I cannot now go and raise everyone else's child who was badly parented, every man who now wants to come and dump their bullshit on me. You know what I'm saying? And that is something that we do need to teach our young girls because they are vulnerable. Women are physically weaker. Okay, some women are tough, but I mean, you know what I mean, the vast majority are. And so we do need to have more awareness so that we can protect ourselves, and a lot of us don't. A lot of us are Pollyannas, which is fine. It's good to be positive, and it's good to always see the good in people, but see the true good, but also see the bad, which we do. We need to see the bad. It was almost like a taboo, and I don't know why, when I was growing up, to see the bad in people. I don't know why. I don't know if that stems from religion, from this whole Christian turn the other cheek, forgive, treat your neighbors as you would treat yourself, treat the other one like you would like to be treated. I don't know what it was, but I almost could not see people as bad. And yes, I know spiritually we are all worthy, but people act in harmful ways. And I do think if I had a daughter, I would teach her and tell her, you need to have your eyes wide open. The minute he acts in a certain way, disrespectful, mean, rude, aggressive, posturing, chest beating, you need to see that behavior, see it, and then believe it, because the way someone is not likely to change, and then get the hell out of there. So, yeah, it's luckily I have a son. Luckily, I always wanted a daughter, but thinking back, thinking now as a mother to a son, it is easier. It does feel easier. I don't have to worry about the things that we need to worry about with girls. That physical danger. And I haven't even mentioned all the sexual acts of aggression against women, because it gets dark, and I try and keep things positive here, but it's food for thought. And I'm not sure I agree with everything this young girl says, but there's a lot. And why was I not so aware? I just wasn't. I don't know. I just wasn't. But I am now. I am now. And woman to woman, you need to value yourself. You have to. And your self-worth and value has got nothing to do, this is what I like what she says, got nothing to do with, if somebody disrespects you, it doesn't mean you're not worthy. If somebody breaks up with you, it's got nothing to do with your value or your worth as a human being. If you get retrenched, fired from a job, that's got nothing to do with your worth as a human being. You are worthy because you exist. And then you also need to separate the outcomes from your self-worth. You can be worthy, but still be making mistakes in your life and not getting the outcomes you want. And I thought that was quite wise how she said that, because there are so many, I see it all the time. Good people, valuable people, worthy people, but they're acting in ways that are not getting them what they really need and want and deserve. And I see so many deserving people getting a shit hand dealt in life. So this, I deserve it. We all deserve it. We all deserve the best in life, but that doesn't mean we're going to get it. Just because you deserve something doesn't mean you're going to get it. You get the things by doing the actions to get the things. It's very, very simple. And a lot of us don't really know how to get the things and what actions to take. And I speak for myself here. I was never taught business, economics. I have no idea how to truly run a business. I'm getting better at it, at making money. I mean, my channel is doing well, it's growing, but making money is something that I need to teach myself more about, and money as a whole, and life, and people, and relationships. I'm still parenting myself now at the age of 45, but thank God I'm so much wiser and more aware than when I was young. And it might sound negative, and I don't care. I really don't care anymore, but I have been disillusioned by the world and by people, and that's a good thing. It is a good, good thing, because now I'm very discerning with who I want to spend my time with who I truly value, with who I just feel like I'm a lot wiser, and that's a good thing. And I wish as a young woman I was. As a young woman, I just let everybody in and just let everybody walk all over me, and just, I don't know, I just believe that everything will work out and happily ever after, but it doesn't. It doesn't. It doesn't, unfortunately. But yeah, let me know what you think. And as a woman, do you feel safe in this world, or do you always feel a little bit at risk and a little bit under threat? It is what it is, isn't it? Interesting. Food for thought. So you can see I get very deep in my head, and I had a fantastic gym workout today, by the way. So good. Not the strongest, but just energetic, and like my disciplined going to the gym for the last 2 weeks has paid off. It always takes about 2 weeks, and then I feel like I'm back in it. So I wish you a wonderful day or a wonderful evening, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.